You suggested that she file for divorce.
Sutton, can't leave you alone for a minute.
Are we rolling? Coming up on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills after show.
We're talking like 5 times a day.
I know, but we're not going to.
I'm not going to fight to stay married to someone who doesn't want to be married to me. They think daddy's working, he's staying at a hotel because of work.
I know that that's what she thinks is best for them. That is not what I would choose.
You know, Mauricio has moved out.
He has aged.
I knew that Kathy was very worried about Kyle.
I don't need anyone to put him down to make me feel better.
He replaced the picture of the two of them with a picture of him and the woman from Dancing with the Stars.
Where?
I don't like it now. I don't like it then. I don't like it.
I think that you need to file.
I trust him.
How that skied down the slope?
The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills after show starts right now.
Mo had replaced a picture of him and you with a photo.
I did not like this.
Mauricio, he replaced the picture of the two of them with a picture of him and the woman from Dancing with the Stars.
Where? What are you talking about?
In the office in their house.
What?
I don't like it now. I don't like it then. That is not cool. I'm sorry.
Didn't love that.
Well, you know what? I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I don't like it.
Yeah,
Now
no,
that's
not
shots.
okay.
That's shots
Yeah,
fired.
no.
That is deliberate.
Yeah.
That's like a passive-aggressive thing. Because
Yeah.
he's got to know that she is going to walk into his office at some
Thank
point
you.
and see that and get some sort of
Get
message.
reaction about
That is very.
That's cold-blooded.
Yeah,
That's
cold-blooded.
hurtful.
I'm
That's
selling the
harsh.
house. I'm getting an attorney. This is going real fast.
Replace it with a picture of you and the kids.
Yes.
Not you and your dance partner.
You and your
That's not
dog,
okay.
yes. Mhm.
That's bull.
Especially since, you know, there was some sort of like kerfluffle about the dance partner.
I understand to a certain degree because, no, I only understand part of this, hold on. Because that's his desk, and right in front of his face is an 8x10 of him kissing my cheek, staring at him all day. So I can understand him kind of not wanting to stare at that if it hurt him or, you know, was difficult for him putting that away. But did you need to put up the photo on the
I
shelf?
did Dancing with the Stars, and I have an 8x10 of myself and my very handsome partner, and it is nowhere in my house. It was nowhere in my house. It was in my office, and it's not in my house now that it could be up, okay? So I did not like him doing that. And if you're looking, Mo, I still don't like you for doing that. I'm sorry. All shit aside.
It was a dumb.
Or put it
was
in the
a really
bag.
dumb thing to do. I
Put
mean,
it in the
honestly,
bag.
It was like,
Did you speak to him about it or ever mention it?
I still haven't.
And is
Well-
it still there?
You should have told me
No.
because I'd have said it
No.
to his face the other night.
No.
I think Kyle was surprised when he did Dancing with the Stars, and he enjoyed.
Weren't you surprised?
He liked the fame, though.
Yes.
She was surprised that
And
he
I
liked
was surprised he had no rhythm.
Erica, you talked about how Tom had a picture of the person he was hooking up with at his desk.
Oh, she was more than a hookup. And Tom had a picture of, you know, who he was underneath his desk, and there she was. So, who am I to judge, you know? So, imagine this. I don't know what it's called. You have a big desk, right? You're sitting behind your desk, and then there's like this leather, for lack of a better term, mat that
Yes.
goes over. So, okay, up underneath that mat, right here at his right hand, was a picture of her.
Oh, so not standing up, he had it hidden so he could look at it during the day?
Yeah.
How'd you find that?
I picked it up. I know all the tricks.
Oh, God. I may be applying for a job with the CIA, actually.
Yeah, like you know what, CIA?
that'll be
Let me
my
tell you something,
exit.
CIA. You're really passing over a great pool of talent here.
Yeah.
We could pull some serious off and nobody'd ever know.
Oh, my gosh.
Because nobody thinks we're smart.
Dorit, what did you tell the kids when PK moved out?
It was always that daddy's working.
How are you with the kids right now?
They think daddy's working, he's staying at a hotel because of work.
Ooh, that's hard too, though. You got to keep up this sort of
I know.
pretense.
But, you know, even when we hadn't had a fight, I mean, PK was traveling for work, and then obviously it was a very good excuse when we had a
became
fight
easy.
because that's what he was doing all the time.
Yeah.
So that's why it was so easy.
Yeah.
I mean,
The best lies are based on half-truths.
absolutely.
They're little. Her children are small. So that will be accepted for a while. He's gone away, he'll come back. At some point, you know, children are not dumb. They figure it out.
Especially those kids, they're very smart.
I remember when I was little and my mom was going through like this, I just knew, you know, and that's the only problem is that I know Dorit's trying to protect them, and that's the right thing to do, but at some point, these little ones, they figure it out. They just do. And I remember telling my mother, I was like, you know, I really hope you get that divorce soon because he's, you know, you're both on my nerves. And that's just right around the corner, I feel like. Kids figure it out, they know. At some point, daddy's at work is not gonna work.
You know, they're 8 and 10. So if they start asking me questions, I'm not going to lie to them and I'm not going to make something up. I will answer their questions, and judging by, you know, the types of questions they're asking and the information that they want to know.
You could then give that. Yeah.
And that's how I would sort of, you know, introduce them to the situation.
Even though I think she's obviously trying to do the right thing. She's a great mom.
She's a great mom.
So regardless, I know that that's what she thinks is best for them. That is not what I would choose.
What would you choose?
I would say right now, you know, Daddy and I are not getting along very well, and we're working through some things. And while we do, he's going to stay at a hotel. We're going to stay here. He loves you very much, and he's going to come back and forth. And, you know,
I don't know. I'm going to defer to a therapist. I need a professional.
I'm not professional either. I'm just saying what I would do. And I know she's trying her best too, and that's what she thinks is best for her kids.
When my first husband, because I've had 2, and I separated, and my son said, you know, I don't understand why you guys got a divorce. You never fight. You've never fought in front of me. And, you know, then you have to, how do you explain to a child
that to me is
adult
responsible.
things?
Like, you know, kids don't need to hear fighting.
No, they don't.
But I also think it's not like he was going away, coming home late, and they said that he's at work. He's gone for a long time.
Weeks
and she's
at
saying
a
that.
time.
So are they thinking, you know, I don't know.
You know, PK and I separated under the guise that we were going to take some time apart, but it was very amicable, and we were going to work through our issues in therapy. So for me to have told the kids, taken them on this journey, listen, I think if there were different kids, if it was a different situation, you know, I don't think there's one right or wrong answer. I think you have to make a judgment call based on the kids, the situation, I felt instinctually that PK and I, once we have more answers, that it'll be easier to be able to like bring them on the journey, because then when they have all these questions, I've got more answers.
Here's the thing too, nobody knows how to do it right. It's an impossible situation. It's very individual. You know, what you went through is different than what Dorit's going through. It's like, there's no one size fits all for any of this.
I actually had said to PK before the dinner, be honest, be open. Whatever you're feeling, whatever you need to say it. Because I also wanted that clarity. So of course there's going to be really, really difficult things.
Single Peacock.
He's a single PK? What's that mean?
Like, he was a single free man.
No, you're not single. You were still married, my friend.
Oh!
Who's single?
Yeah, I know. I felt secure enough and at least strong enough to be able to deal with whatever was going to come my way. And I was being honest and open and vulnerable.
At that point, you can't just listen to reply. You've got to listen to hear what he's saying. And I can imagine that some of what he said was hard to hear.
If the server came over and we spoke to the server how we speak to each other, we'd be thrown out of this restaurant. But we stopped liking each other.
Do you feel like you don't like me? We're talking like 5 times a day.
I know, but we're not going to.
Oh,
that shocked me.
That's so difficult.
It shocked me because, you know, I went into it not like, oh, as long as we talk, you know, there's a chance we're getting back together. That wasn't my thought process. We have 2 children, right? Yeah. And I had said to him multiple times still, whatever you need, whatever you want, you can have. Like, you need for us to have time apart, fine. I'm not one of those women that is going to fight to stay married to someone who doesn't want to be married to me.
Be married.
I'm just not going to. If that's how you feel and that's what you want, will I fight for our marriage if we both want to fight for it? Of course. And see whether it's worth, you know, staying together? Of course. But equally so, if he wants to go out and his desire is to go date other women, it's...
No, we fighting.
I mean...
Let me tell you. Don't think you're gonna be still
I know.
legally married to me and be outside dating people.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, that would hurt royally. But it was
I'd be sitting in the side of the booth like this.
Oh my God.
Drop the pin.
Yes. Oh.
I'll be right over there.
Let me tell you that. Now that would be hard. We are speaking today, but you could ask me tomorrow and I could have a different answer.
Damn.
You know, Jagger being in the hospital, we weren't talking before that. And again, these are his decisions. And I'm still trying to get clear on what exactly precedes that.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's also just a personality difference, you know, and some people are very extreme and they, other people, you know, kind of, it's a little bit more gray area.
Did he really feel emasculated, or was he saying that to make you feel bad?
I know.
You know?
And what do you do with that?
Girl, no.
It was me that was the global entrepreneur. It was me that had built the businesses. It was me that brought you with me, and you made me feel less than.
Had he ever voiced feeling less than before?
Yes.
And you made me feel less than so many times.
I've never heard it like you said it tonight. I've heard it screaming.
You've heard.
I've heard emasculate. I heard I'm a man.
I think when I had heard it, I was listening to respond. And I don't think that I ever listened to let it sit with me and contemplate, okay, not contemplate, but accept these are his feelings.
When did these feelings come up?
Like whenever I would take over something. So if he was going over a contract that I had, and that's his domain, that's the truth. And it reached a point that, you know, because I had known more about whatever it was that I was getting into, you know, I wanted to intervene and take over. And for PK, you know, that made him feel less than. It made him feel like he wasn't the, you know, the best at it, and I didn't have the trust or the respect. That's just one example.
Bose, have you experienced this in a relationship?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, I'd love to hear this.
have to be a boss in the office, and I would say, like, I'd have to take it to the extreme because I'm a woman, because I'm black.
Yep.
And so that becomes a difficult thing then to come home and not still be that.
Right.
And the thing is that when you get to senior positions, there is no 9 to 5. It is 24 hours a day. And so I can come home and still have to deal with things that are happening in the business. And so I am never not a boss.
Yeah.
And so if you can't deal with me in my bossness, then there is no relationship because I'm going to be that. I don't know that I've ever been in the position where I've made a man feel like he's not a man.
Right.
But he has felt that way because I don't need him.
Right.
By the way, let's be very clear, I don't need you.
Right.
I don't need you.
Right.
But I want you.
Yeah.
I think that's a much better way of
isn't
being.
that better?
I would think so.
There was a lot of that PK felt like I didn't need him as much as, let's say, you know, I once did.
Because that changes in the relationship and then the dynamic changes. Because you could have needed him at one point.
I am upset because I'm watching you gang up on my wife, so I am upset.
I'm not.
Erica.
I needed you to help me get to the next phase in my life or the next level. And I got there and I didn't need you anymore.
Well, so that's his
But now we're still
interpretation.
here in this relationship.
Because I know what I feel.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time thinking about it, and I can tell you, it never changed. I feel like I needed him exactly the same amount like I did.
But maybe in different ways.
But in different ways.
But that's what I'm saying. Is
Yes.
that like he
It
could be
didn't drop
very
off.
used to you needing him in a particular way.
Yes.
And then that changed.
Yes. And
then you needed him in a different way, but he's still over here looking at you in this way and saying she doesn't need me. But you're like, no, I need you over here. But he can't see over there because all he's doing is busy looking at the fact that you don't need him right here.
Yes. 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 Oy.